Ace-ace here for Cavalier.
By the way, that would be very entertaining.
And ace is on the heels of the kind of raise without showdown, so maybe his image is 21 years old, got the Jordan sweater on. Fletcher puts it in with the 4 Sully, so
Yeah, he's on that little stack and decides
I'm in the hand.
now's the time. Unfortunately for him, his aces are one-legged, and there's a 4 in the muck out of the big blind.
That's not bad.
His prospects are very, very dim here.
What are you gonna do? Suspense is killing me.
Not the way Clayton Fletcher wanted to start his day off of this short stack. Can he pick up a flop with some hope?
A little
King 6
something,
deuce,
right?
a glimmer.
You're 5 for a
Three
sweat.
clubs.
The running 3-5 is an
That's
option.
not much of a flop, I'll be honest.
Cavalier looks completely unfazed. No running straight prospects after the 10 of clubs rolls off, and we know it's just 1 out, not 2 for Fletcher.
The 10's no help.
No help.
Black card.
Black card
Not so
would be
greedy.
nice, something. All right, guys.
And the river pairs the king, which spells the end in the early going here for comedian Clayton Fletcher. Always great. Picks up Sam Gashan as well as the big blind of Sam Ilya.
Well,
Bet 4.5.
Elliott with the straight, Holly.
Yeah, this is a disastrous outcome for Smitty, as the big blind accepted that invitation. Getting the price has flopped the second nuts. Smitty firing 4,500.
The only saving grace as it stands, aside from, of course, the spade, is the tremendous chip stack of Smitty thus far. But if Elliott raises, naturally, this won't be going very well for Smitty in all likelihood. Let's see.
Gashan calls with the gutty, and now here comes Sam Ilya with the raise to 15,000. And this board texture is problematic. The big blind range advantage, obviously, Nick, very much present in Smitty's mind. Plus, he does have Gashan behind him to potentially be concerned with.
Agree with all of this, Holly. You can kind of feel it from Smitty as well. The concern, at least, is palpable, but still aces. It's quite hard. Perhaps we come with a call here and see what develops. Oh,
No.
just out. What a tremendous fold,
Yeah.
by the way. Bravo, sir.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one of the best folds I've ever seen. He's just out, Ali.
Where we catch up with Sam Gashan sitting on a couple of jacks on this 6-5 tray, 2 diamond flop up against Alexander Kristoff. Action to this point. Gashan made it 2,500 to go pre. Kristoff 3-betted to 6,500. Gashan made the call and then check called another 6,000. The C-bet from Kristoff, who will continue to barrel courtesy of that 8 of diamonds, which gives him the worst of the 2 diamond draws, but also gives him a gut shot, maintaining the overpair.
14,000.
Barrels again, and a check raise up to 14,000 from these 2 jacks. Now the 9s begin to lose luster.
A little bit sick here for Kristoff. Let's see how he proceeds. The aforementioned outs you were talking about, but of course vulnerable.
Kristoff, 41 years of age, lives in Royal Oak, Michigan, studied business, a bar and nightclub operator and partner from Grosse Pointe originally. If we're ever out in the Royal Oak area, I guess we know where to go. Get you a couple of nightcaps. Perhaps on the house.
Oh my.
Ooh.
There's a chance this gets
Any
through,
count,
by the way,
please.
Ali. Let's see.
Gashon's asking for a count.
Of course. I mean, probably he calls and just tries to sort of hit the diamond, thinking he's beat, maybe, but
I have no choice here.
here we
Hey,
go.
you hear him say he may have no choice just based on
He doesn't like it for clear
Price.
reasons,
Of
but
course.
here we are.
he'd hate to be drawing dead, of course. That would be the real nightmare scenario.
Came with a kind of informational raise on the turn. This can happen sometimes when we, not that Jack-Jack with a diamond isn't a lot of hand on this turn, but we find ourselves in some awkward spots. Little stare down here, Ollie. He's out of there. Bravo for Mr. Christoph. A lot of things can happen in a poker hand, truly.
Yeah,
They can go a bunch of different ways, you know.
So Christoph can exhale.
30-minute delay, yeah.
Nice
You could just tell me now.
execution.
Overpair.
Huh?
Overpair.
I have an overpair also.
You might have had me then.
Damn, I think he's heating up here as he looks at King Jack of Diamonds.
He's in.
Newfound chips being deposited in the form of a call. Like it's at Lexington. What do you know about Lexington? This guy.
Kite and Markarian are out. Heads up to the flop, Ollie.
Markarian looking awfully lean.
Pardon me, Markarian is in.
That 7-4 needs some help. The 6 looked like it was promising, but followed by a couple of queens. Nothing to speak of. As Serge will check, as will Levinskas. And the diamond draw for Onan in position, choosing to check back. And how about the ace of diamonds on the turn? Couldn't get any prettier for Onan as he makes the nuts with a redraw if necessary against a boat of some sort. But it is Levinskas who has binked the ace and may very well think nobody's got a flush draw as played. And bet it, but instead he checks once more. Oh, wow. Another check from Onan. And how about a royal burger on the river?
Bluff candidate for Levinskas, by the way.
The other way. It's over there.
Maybe we go for check raise. I mean, it's an idea. Blocking all the boats, although in this line of just check down to the end. And as you said, Ali, the royal flush for Onan, a 2-card royal.
Right,
2,000.
that's a qualifying royal.
Comes with 2,000, just a little, you know, just sub 20% with the royal.
Oh man, look at this price. Over 6 to 1. On one hand, you think I'm being milked. On the other, you think this guy's just able to slide that 2K in there and try to pick this one up. As played, it seems like none of us want it. Wow.
It's state law to show this one.
Levinskas folds, and everybody's going to get a look at that royal.
Nice comeback, sir.
Classic
So do it again.
Okay, West with ace-king here against Vo.
Classic race.
This is Jack's again, right?
Two
A classic
jacks.
race indeed, Ali.
Did before,
Here
right?
we are.
That's Jack's, right?
Made
Joey?
it 3,000 to go. West piled it in there from the small blind. Of course, the snap call from Vo. Now a very crucial 43,400 in the middle for Leela West, who's looking for extended play.
Okay, I'll use my one time.
May as well.
Asking for her one
It
time.
refreshes every year.
And the flop is king high. So Leela West out in front of the 2 jacks now. She says
We'll,
she
we'll,
can't
we'll
watch.
let you know.
Okay, just let me know.
Nine of spades on the turn.
I
Go
guess you can watch.
working, Ali.
After all.
She's back. Know the feeling.
That's a good card, the nine of spades.
They really stall it out
Why
here
so
on the
mean?
feature
Oh,
as
why are you
well.
doing this to her?
Everybody needs the ultimate threat.
Oh, now
No,
all of
no,
a sudden
no,
there's a
no, no.
straight
No,
draw
nine.
available to the 2
No,
jacks
Jack,
to
no,
add
Jack's good
4
one, right?
nines to the equation.
Can you do that, Travis? No,
Yeah,
Travis.
the
Better
big
than
threat with the
spade,
ace king
Ali,
ace.
but not stone queen, as you said.
What are you thinking? 3 hearts-ish?
Yeah, I'm good with 3 of hearts.
3 hearts.
Totally. 4 of hearts, good too.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Not
God.
the jack of diamonds,
Mighty
though.
Friday.
Feel like
Oh,
I'm
you got still the best hand.
It's a cold-blooded
Win,
game
though.
we play, Miss West.
Try with it.
playing with you.
I believe it was Sergio Benzo that delivered the 3-bet, and a 3-bet from Brian Rast out of the small blind back here at the feature table, where the most classic of all pre-flop races is in the makings. And Mason is going to jam. And once he got snap called, he was a little bit worried, but that's sort of a best case scenario if he gets snap called when you jam with 2 queens there now.
Even though like your pot was more interesting. But
Jeff is explaining this is essentially a 50-50 flip.
I mean,
Agreed,
I'd rather
Ollie,
have
and,
his hand. But yeah,
Here we are.
I don't even want to be in this spot right now. I didn't want to be in this spot last Ember Sim.
Craig Mason. Main event life hanging in the balance. The flop will bring it into focus. Jack 6-4 is clean. No hearts out there either. And Queens, a 3-1 favorite with 2 to come. Turn. Also clean as the dealer rips it right off the top.
Jesus Christ.
No drama, but we still have to fade one more if we're Craig Mason. Can he do it? Yes.
It's like
Break, and we go back over to one of our outer tables. Allegado with the ace-9 finds himself all in out of the big blind against Sergio Benso, and the prospects are dim in a 56,500 chip pot.
I have ace-9 versus ace-queen on the button.
Harvey reaching for the backpack, getting fist bumps. It's a little premature. Ace-high flop, and still he seeks a 9.
I'm going to start to walk away.
Benzo's like, you sit back down until it's over.
Now
But the
the
early
4
walk away, understandable, Ollie.
on the turn does present the opportunity for a king to roll off and create a chop. 9 still works for a W. Here comes the river, and it is a 9.
Man. Stanek collected all of his things, had the thermos ready to go into the back. It just stings more when they do that walk away, but it's what it is.
King 10 suited for Sergio Benso, who has shown us
too late. I mean, I'm
far
probably
more
gonna skip
willingness to enter pots.
Because it may go to
does
like
exactly
3, 4
that
in the
here.
morning, and then
Shooting
you
it
guys
up.
play at 11 on, on Saturday.
4,500 to go.
So how many do they normally have on day 3? Is it usually like 40% of the field or 30, a third?
I think closer to a third. Because they usually get into the money at the end of day 3, so.
So your over-under is what, 2,800 going into day 3?
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be a third of 8,400.
right?
Ace queen suited in the big blind for Levy. He chooses to just flat here, Nick, lying in the weeds a bit.
Reasonable decision
We're up, right?
for certain, Ollie.
That's a good question. If you guys are, it's probably
Queen
a
10
slightly,
as
it's
Levy
very close.
flops
Like
middle
even
pair
between the top
Broadway
4 or
gutty
5 teams, it's
up
like
against
one
kings
win,
and 10s.
and any of
Checks
us can
it.
be first. But I think we're in 5th maybe right now.
I think we're in 4th. I think.
Slightly edging us out so far. To be honest,
Who's done the best for your team?
Korai has. I mean, so
Levy check calls to
Zhao,
4,000.
Vieira was our, was the one that we spent the most money on, and he's just, underperformed. But he's probably just had a bad summer. He's played pretty much everything.
Yeah. Big card for
So.
Benso as he picks up a spade draw.
But Korai went for $1, and he has like a couple hundred points. So like
For $1?
Yeah.
Yeah, and people didn't know he was going to be playing all those mixed events. either.
Yeah. I know.
Did he cash the Players' Championship?
He did. He made the final table.
He did. He cashes everything. It's crazy.
Yeah. He cashed like the 50K, the
He busted
100K.
me in the 100K.
Yeah.
Draws a 17,000
I
chip
thought 2
bet.
pair, and then he rivered a bigger 2 pair.
Approaching
But he
full
was ahead.
pot. As Maria and El Jefe are talking
Who else
fantasy
did you
draft.
guys make side bets with? What other teams?
Indeed, Ollie.
All pretty much most of them.
Big River coming, 54 in the middle, yes.
Hanging in there for that
guys have to be
17,000, by the way.
well.
Understandable navigation.
Ivy's been a great pick.
8 on the river. Does not counterfeit Benso, of course.
And Sean always crushes.
Yeah. Were you texting with Dan while he was drafting? Okay.
I was researching
Okay.
while he was drafting.
It's one of these spots where we have to pursue
our pick was
value with
really-
the kings and
hadn't done
tens,
anything.
but it's
Slidell,
uncomfortable
which I thought was our
naturally.
best pick, probably
Jack 8 is
14 bucks.
possible
Thought it
for the
was a
big
steal.
blind, some
And he's played-
wild
he's played
slow
everything.
play like
Yeah.
ace jack and so on, but kings and tens
Yeah,
quite
you
strong.
never know who's going to have a
Yeah,
bad summer.
he's very streaky.
Yeah.
He is coming for a 2/3 some odd type of bet. Levy with a bluff candidate, by the way. It is possible, at least, seemingly.
He's got 111,000 back.
I believe he's weighing call or fold.
They got Sam Soverel at the table now. Who else is playing there?
Benso from the low jack. We beat things like 3-3. Ace-X of spades, perhaps. Maybe even a 10-9, sort of
Thank you so much.
kamikazing
Appreciate
itself, but not the king 10. Levy visibly pained here, Ollie. Facing river bets with bluff catchers is probably the most sort of, painful pocket of poker in a way.
Obviously, he's working through the class of hands that this ace-queen beats and trying to determine how many hands are in that sort of classification versus the hands that have his ace-queen smoked. I think this could be a little bit player dependent as well. We've seen Benso be very active. Obviously, we're not seeing every hand at the secondary feature table, but he skews on the side of somebody that participates in more pots than average, is my guess. And when
There's a lot of chips. He showed the ace-king suited when he 4-bets. I don't think he's been egregiously out of line,
No.
but your point remains. Big decision, though. Does pay it off, Ollie. You'll see the bad news.
Yeah, once the king is rolled up, it's all over. Don't bother with the second card. Ace-queen showered.
Looks like we have some outer table action, Ollie. Talk
Wouldn't be
to us.
that bad.
Heading back over, and we find Maria Ho involved, and unfortunately, she's on the wrong end of this one. Ace-9 all in against a couple of
I
kings.
don't think anybody had an ace. Probably 3 live aces. Boom.
And there is no ace on this board. The clubs work.
Has the 8-9-10 situation as well. There are more dire flops, naturally.
Jack of clubs.
Needs help,
No,
though.
no jack of clubs.
Jack of clubs or ace.
Gary
No,
Miller
Jack of clubs
with the
or ace.
two kings.
Not count.
Jack of clubs
4-1
or ace.
favorite from this point forward. The 5 of diamonds makes it even more drastic an advantage.
Yeah, that's not very
And now
exciting at all.
Maria
Very
Ho
anticlimactic.
is just 3
Gary
outs away
Greenstein,
from
ace
the
on
end
the
of the
river.
road here in the main. Can she find an ace?
It's going to ruin the broadcast if you don't put an ace out there.
She can't.
Good luck, everyone. Nice playing with you guys.
Board pairs.
Good game, Mira.
Thanks.
Can you guys get cocktails?
Yes.
45.
Don't look at me like that. Just leave it alone.
They're going to bring it.
The thing is, like, yeah, I will just leave it alone, Ollie.
You like
Joe
Don't
and
take my
Robert
bait.
out.
Don't take my bait. Soverel does have one overcard to these 2 jacks. A customer for Trost, who is out of position against him on the king high flop. Craig barrels.
Sam with the unders, but the Broadway interaction in the back door. He's in. Note the sort of mannerisms and so on.
And that call on the flop does bring the club on the turn for Soverel. Now with the flush draw.
Trost with the dual non-flush draw jacks as far as interaction, which might increase their EV in a way. Note any jack is a boat anyway. So perhaps we don't want the diamond or club at this point if we're Trost to free up some flush draws for Sam. And naturally, Sam's starting to tell a story here with just queen high. Let's see what Trost comes with.
Check calling the 9,000, right color, wrong suit on the end for Soverel, who has just the queen high now in a 39,000 chip pot. Can't imagine a world in which Trost would decide to suddenly be the better here.
It would seem unconventional, but it does seem he might be considering it.
What is the upside? Just dictating the sizing defensively?
I suppose something of this nature does come with check, just sort of took his time. And for Sam, we have a very likely bluff candidate here. Often the back doors are the ones. We double block the king somewhat. Yet, we might feel that this guy is just going to look us up because we're Sam Soverel, etc. But I think in all likelihood he does do it. He does go ahead and just put him right in. Note the conviction with which Sam plays. Very kind of confident when he goes about his business. You know what I mean, Ali?
Oh, yeah. And
conviction is a scary thing because you
right.
can't fake conviction. It's, well, you can try, but it's not the same.
It's inauthentic, but certainly feels like the genuine article when you're sitting across from it. And for Trost, this could so easily just be King X that he's up against, but the busted diamonds, the busted clubs, also possibilities.
That's right, Ollie.
He knows Soverel's going to be sticky on a wide variety of flops. Oh, big call here.
Call. Well done, sir. Bravo.
And I'll tell you what, that's a bit of a statement call. Certainly hope you enjoyed today's streaming coverage of Day 2 A, B, and C. Don't forget, Day 2